As an ally, you advocate. It's actually a verb because it's something you actively do to give voice to the only in the room. Advocating involves putting yourself in the shoes of the one you want to be an ally with and offering your support in the moment. We talked a little bit about advocating as an ally when we talked about microaggressions. It's about being aware of the unconscious bias that can creep into our work cultures. Advocating for another person has two parts: awareness and action. Awareness that someone has said or done something that could have made that person feel small, less than, or unimportant. When you advocate, you observe behaviors that either exclude the minority representative in the room or singles them out. You see it. You recognize it. But you don't stop there. You take action, immediate action. You don't wait for the perfect time to right the wrong. In the moment, you own what you experienced. You speak up. You acknowledge. But to do that right, you need to own the experience. You're not trying to rescue the target of the microaggression. You're also not there to call them out by putting that person in a further awkward spot to address the microaggression. You don't want to place blame or create shame for the person who made the microaggression because you want to assume the best of intent, that this person said or did something unconsciously or out of ignorance. So let me tell you what advocating looks like. When someone makes a statement like, "Oh, women are good at that. They take notes, get coffee, plan events," you recognize that statement is based on a stereotype that is hurtful. So you take action by engaging in the conversation and saying something like, "I think we can all share the load." Or when you see someone interrupted or talked over, you speak up. You might say something like, "Manuel, were you finished? I want to hear what you have to say." Or when you see someone in a meeting taking credit for someone else's idea, you acknowledge it and correct it by saying something like, "Bill, I think you're building on Shin's idea, which I agree is really innovative, so I'm glad you're sharing it." Being an advocate is important for every only in the room. My friend, Vincent Brown, president and CEO, shared a story of a time when he was consulting with a large, well-known Fortune 500 company. Here's his story. Recently, I was with a group representing a large, well-known company. Everyone in this meeting held advanced degrees, and most had PhDs, except me. I was delivering a presentation on assessment results. Everyone was referring to each other as Dr. X or Dr. So-and-so. However, when anyone referred to me, it was simply Vince. We did not know each other. Keep in mind that I was the most senior and experienced person in the room. Further, no other person was referred to by their first name, and a nickname at that. My differences included education, seniority, age, African American race, and I was not a member of this company. I was just the consultant. This experience made me feel I was not valued, excluded, that I did not belong, and quite frankly, not very good. Fortunately, there was an ally present. About halfway through the presentation, one of the doctors paused and said, "First, Mr. Brown, this is an excellent report. Second, your experience and data are truly valuable. You have provided insights none of us could have seen or understood." These words changed the dynamics in the room and presentation. I was included, valued, respected equally, and heard from that moment on. It resulted in a great meeting. Subsequently, I have come to use this incident as a case study for microaggressions and microaffirmations, and clearly an example of implicit unconscious bias and the power of the pause. Now you understand the importance of advocating. But as we said before, this isn't an important skill just for an ally. Good leaders advocate for their people. Good leaders are engaged and aware of what's going on in their teams. and great leaders aren't afraid to take action and address issues as they arise. So be a great leader and a great ally by advocating for the onlys on your teams. Be aware and take action.